And welcome back now. So we're talking with Coach Sean Cannon about the upcoming football season. Head coach of the Indians here. And Coach, I'm going to turn the floor over to you, kind of let you discuss how the overall team's looking, and of course you being the defensive coordinator, talk a little defense as well.
Yeah, we've been working hard. Had a pretty decent summer, and kind of getting the new kids kind of adjusted back to getting into football mode. And I think the thing that's helped us a lot this year is having a lot of guys that's played football for us. We've got some guys that's been back for basically their junior year. We're calling them super sophomores. That got that free year last year. Due to COVID, and was able to come back this year. And so you can really tell the maturity of those guys, is having an effect on our football team. And then our second year guys that were freshmen for us last year, kind of know how things are done now, and they're showing pretty good flashes and everything. And then trying to get our freshmen caught up, and a little bit different, preseason, just as far as the way we've been able to practice and have to go out in helmets and that type thing. So we're trying to get ourselves caught up, to wearing full gear and all those things. But right around the corner here, kickoff next Thursday, so our kids are excited about about playing.
Well, Coach, let's talk about just the defensive look right now. Core of linebackers coming back, so that's a good thing to start with there. But let's just break it down with your linebackers, then go defensive line, and then secondary.
Yeah, had six returners back from last year, at the linebacker position, and that's good. Of having a lot of continuity at that position, knowing the calls, knowing where to line up, and so it's not a lot of coaching on my part. I've just only really got two brand new kids that were not on our team last year, and so the maturity level at that position is very key, and being able to to kind of put our efforts a little more as coaches on other positions, and not much as focused on the linebackers, just because that's where a lot of our returning guys come from. On the D-line, kind of in the same situation. We've got about 9 or 10 we're going to suit up this year, and I think 6 of those 9 or 10 are second or third year returning guys. You got like Tyreek Howard and Jaquan Lott and Reggie Wilburn, and those guys that are that's been in battles, been in junior college games, and so that's going to help us as far as the maturity level of at least going into the first game. They're going to know what to expect. And with Corley at Hooper and Cager at linebacker and Hearn, so you got a lot of guys that's played a lot of snaps for us last year, and played a lot of college football, in general. Secondary really only have 2 guys back. We got Peyton Ray and Raphael Dunn, and so that's really where we're going to have to be. We've been trying a lot of different positions there, moving guys around, but we're really young in the secondary, which we knew we were going to be. That's where we lost the majority of our kids, and so hopefully, as they say, the best pass coverage is a pass rush, so hopefully the defensive line and linebackers kind of control that and never really even get the ball to the secondary, and so it's going to take them a little bit of time to kind of get used to the to the speed of it, but I think they're doing a good job, there, picking up everything, and hopefully we'll be able to put our stamp on our kids back there and being able to play good football, starting out next week.
How's the special teams looking?
Well, we're breaking in a new punter, and Price Nix has done a good job. He's a punter / kicker, so he's going to give us a little bit of both. But I think he's done a pretty good job punting the ball, and a big guy. He's a 6'2", 200-something pound kid, and so he's shown pretty good putting a leg in the ball, breaking in a new snapper, and so I think those guys have worked pretty good. And Shane Lasher's back, from last year as our kicker, and really off season really helped his leg. He's now putting that ball in the end zone a lot of times when we do kickoff, and kind of understands football and everything. And and the kids are, he's kind of one of the guys. I'm saying? Sometimes the kickers are, maybe obsoleted from the team sometimes, but he's kind of one of the guys that all the guys really like and watch him kick and everything. So excited about those guys, and getting them out there and see what they're going to do.
Talk about the new snapper. He's got no room for mistake, does he?
Well, he can't go home. If he screws it up, I told him he cannot come back home. But no, I think what's been really hard, on me is, I'm kind of in the daytime. I'm coach. I really don't think about him being there. Just kind of another one of the players. And we were texting last week one night and just kind of catching up. He's like, I kind of miss Dad, and I'm like, well, I said, I'm really not Dad during the daytime, but gonna be a little different, and it's kind of grown up around here. He's been on our sidelines for a long time, and a lot of the old guys like Dan and Galmore, and they're all, he still keeps in touch with them, and so that's just kind of the special bond that these guys have developed over the years with him, and now to be able to see him come out and play for us, this year is gonna be different, different for mom, dad, and family being able to come watch dad and son, and grandson play and everything like that. So, but I did tell him, I said, you mess it up, don't come back to the sideline, But no, he's done a good job for us, and and hopefully he'll keep doing that in the games, and that's where it matters the most. But I think he's done a pretty good job in practice.
And for those watching or listening, his son, Wade, is a long snapper. I failed to mention that in the question.
Yeah.
Okay, so got a reverse transfer at quarterback this year. Of course, we'll talk a little offense a bit later on. But talk about some of those incoming guys, new faces that you look to see make a big impact this season.
Yeah, and that's really the spot. You look at returning guys. We didn't have a lot offensively. You look at our running backs. Jamal Brooks and R.J. Wilson are back from last year. Buddy Ballman, who was the MVP lineman of the state last year, is back on the O-line. Woodall, will be a 3-year starter for us, and and you look at J.J. Daniels coming back at receiver, but J.J. really didn't play a whole lot. Got injured last year early in camp, and just really never kind of got his foot in the door there. And and Jordan Buchanan's returning receiver for us. But you look past those guys, that's about it. Most of our returning guys were defensively, and so we're breaking in 3 brand new quarterbacks. We're breaking in a couple new running backs, and pretty much now an offensive line. Missing here and there. And I forgot about Qdarius Hodges was a guy that played for us too, and so that's really kind of where we're new. Receiving core, I think it's 5 out of 8, that are brand new, and and so we feel like we've got some pretty good guys there, And you look at our quarterback situation, I think Coach Cook's done a good job of getting all 3 guys reps, and that's the thing, you look at that position, there's only one that can go out there, but one thing we've kind of talked about is you're one play away from playing the rest of the year. Somebody goes down, you got to be ready to go, not only physically ready to go, but also mentally ready to go, and this is one of the only years, I think, since Coach Cook's been here that we've never had a returning quarterback come back from spring. We're breaking in 3 brand new guys, and so they're still learning. They're still learning the offense and everything, and and that's the thing I told them when we started, guys. What's our enemy is time. I said we're going to look up and we're going to be in the single digits, and here we are. We're 8, 9 days away from playing. And so seen some good things out of all of them. Hunter Jones has done a good job. Sam, and Tylen have all done good things, and so hopefully, we can use all of them's ability throughout the year, and so, but those guys have done a pretty good job. I feel like we've got some really good receivers, we feel like we've got some talented receivers, I think, that can, that can stretch the field. This kind of reminds us a little bit as coaches of our 17 group. We had Dan, and we had Terry and Salisbury and Honeycutt and those guys, and Jamel. We kind of feel like we've got those type of guys, this year, and so going to be interesting. That's one thing. You just don't know how the kids are going to play when that first ball is snapped against somebody else, but hopefully we've got them prepared, in practice enough to go out and just get the ball to our guys and let them go make plays.
Well, you've got the longest road trip possible in the league to start the season at Southwest. Come back with Coley and Jones, very tough teams there as well. Everybody knows that the MACCC league is tough, top to bottom of the SEC. So let's kind of just break down the overview of the schedule and maybe some of those conference games that you feel like could be key this season.
Yeah, last year before we had to, change our schedule, we had those trips. We were going to Colin, going to Jones, and stuff, and then so, worked out where we kept our schedule from last year this year and just kind of flipped everything, and so, got 5 home games. I don't know if I think in my 12 seasons here, we've ever had back-to-back home games, after our first game, and so that's going to be great for our fans, and then making the long road trip first, to Southwest. As a coach, you never want to go on the road first because you always feel like you're going to forget something. Do we pack this? Do we pack that? But that's just the thing we got to do, and and that's the thing about the South. We didn't see them last year didn't play any South games, and so Southwest is breaking in a brand new coach with Coach Collins there coming from East Mississippi, and brand new staff. You know, in the past they've been an option type of offense, so we really don't know. You know, we're going in. You know, I've kind of told our kids on defense, we're going in blind. You know, we might have to make a lot of adjustments from, you know, first, second, and third series to kind of figure out what they're going to do, you know, personnel-wise and everything, just because we didn't see them last year to really know their, you know, to kind of know what kind of personnel they're going to be, you know. And then, you know, then we got Jones, you know, then we got Colin, then Kahoma, our first division game there, mixed in the middle of our, you know, our three South Division opponents, you know, and so, you know, looking forward to the home season. You know, that's one thing. Last year, I think we got 2 games last year, maybe, or 3 that we played, and so hopefully we'll be able to, you know, get our games in. Just because you know, we go to a lot of places in the league, and I think our you know our you know, game day atmosphere and with our band and everything is something that's second to none around the league, you know. And you know, then you look at you know, got a road game at Mississippi Delta, got a road game at Northeast, you know, which always going to be a you know, tough games there, but you know, got East Mississippi here, our last game, go to Northwest, you know. And so you know, I kind of look at our North games as they're all must wins, you know, for everybody, you know, not just at Awama, but for everybody. They got to win all your games, you know. And what's going to be the challenge this year is staying healthy, you know, and fighting this virus again. You know, we felt like it was gone, now it's back again, and so, you know, we're trying to take every precaution we can to keep our kids safe and keep them on the field, you know. And I know that's going to be a challenge we've already faced already in preseason, and hopefully that we've got all of that out of the way, and hopefully it will not affect us, you know, moving forward. But you know, we got to be able to adjust, you know, and that's why they've, you know, upped our roster spots a little bit to give some extra players, you know, and things. And so you know, that's what we've all kind of told the kids. You know, we might have a guy here one day and he might not be here again, you know, for whatever the period they might be gone in. And so we've got to make sure we're ready to step up in those roles if needed be. And you know, and so, you know, it is what it is. You know, we just got to keep fighting a good fight, as they say.
Well, Coach, let's talk about fighting that fight. It's an unfortunate part for your coaching staff to have to adapt to add to the distractions you already have.
Yeah.
What's your message to the team? I know, you know, the college has their protocols, but what are the teams doing? What's your message to the players?
Well, you know, just try to be around each other. You know, that's one of the hardest things, because I know college kids want to be with, you know, with other people, you know, and it's hard just to stay with a football player all the time, you know. And you know, and then what you worry about the most is going home on the weekends, you know, when kids are away from us, you know. And you know, and look, you know, we've got kids that, you know, that have gotten it in the past, and you know, we try to figure out where they get it. You don't know, you know, you could be pumping gas, you know, and getting it from a gas handle, you know. It's just, you know, it's just one of those things that we're having to adjust back through again. But you know, we'll say last year did help us a little bit, you know, just to kind of figure out what we need to do and how we need to go about things. And you know, and that's a great deal about our leadership at our college, you know, from our president and vice president and athletic director. We've got a plan in place, you know, and so we had to re-up the plan a little bit, you know, starting back in the fall, you know, from last year. But I think, you know, what we go through there is, you know, is something we're prepared for, you know. And it's unfortunate, you know, we want every kid to be able to play and, you know, and be able to, you know, to finish their season out. But, you know, I mean, you know, hopefully we can be one of those that can, you know, finish at the end, you know. And so it's one thing, like I said, it's you got to take more of the precautions now when a kid comes and says, Coach, I got a little bit of sniffle, you know, I got a cough, you know. In the past you'd be like, well, just, you know, just let's suck it up and be ready to go. But now, you know, the way it is, you got to make sure that you take every precaution, because you got to protect everybody, not just him, but everybody that comes in contact with him.
And Coach, I'll wrap up by opening the floor back up to you. Talk to the fans, the supporters, the families, to get them fired up for this season.
Yeah, you know, last year, you know, didn't get the whole college feel. You know, the freshman run, the halftime performances on the field and everything. And you know, we hear the band in the afternoons when we're out there practicing. We hear them up on their practice field, playing the fight song and everything. And that's the thing I want our kids to experience. I want every student here to experience that. You know, be able to experience our game day atmosphere and the everything that goes on with it. You know, and then and hopefully all of our families and the players' families and fans can be able to pack the stadium out. And you know, it's been done right now. You know, you look around in preseason NFL, you know, and we'll see this weekend with college football, you know, starting up. And so hopefully we'll be able to go back to the way it used to be, you know, and when we walk out our back locker room there's people all around, you know, around the locker room walking to get to their seats and standing around and high-fiving, and, you know, just didn't get to experience that last year. So hopefully we'll be back to, you know, that part of normalcy. And, you know, and of course, you know, like I've always said, you know, one thing about our games at home, and, you know, never leave to the end. You know, we like to make them interesting, you know, and so we're going to have a great home schedule this year, and I believe that, you know, hopefully our kids will be able to answer that challenge, and, you know, and be able to have get our season in.
Well, Coach, thank you for your time, and good luck this season.
All right.